Thank you for joining us today. I'm your host, Emily Briceño. Now let's get into what's happening in the nation. On Tuesday, a federal court ruled Texas cannot use its newly drawn congressional map in next year's midterm elections. The court said challengers would likely be able to prove that the map was a product of the unconstitutional racial gerrymandering. The Republican-friendly map made Texas the centerpiece of a national GOP effort to redraw congressional maps ahead of the 2026 midterms. State Republican lawmakers were aiming to produce as many as 5 more GOP-friendly seats next year at President Trump's urging. The court ordered Texas to use its previous map, which the state enacted after the 2020 census. The 3-judge panel included a judge appointed by Trump, one appointed by former President Barack Obama, and one appointed by former President Ronald Reagan. The House overwhelmingly passed a bipartisan bill to compel the Justice Department to release all of its case files tied to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. It's a dramatic turnaround after months of GOP infighting. The House voted 427-1 to advance the measure. Republican Congressman Clay Higgins of Louisiana was the only member to vote against it. The measure now heads to the Senate, where Republican leaders must quickly decide if they will send it to President Donald Trump's desk. In a stark reversal of his position, Trump has said he'll sign the bill if Congress passes it. It comes after he called the issue a Democratic hoax for months. Now, moving on to more local news. Have you been wanting to experience the magic of Christmas? Well, now you can with the Polar Express train ride. One of my favorite holiday movies is The Polar Express, and here in East Texas, they brought that to life. From hot chocolate to the first gift of the season, the Polar Express train ride makes sure that the whole family can enjoy this experience. The Polar Express train ride, which is hosted by the Texas State Railroad, has been around for 20 years. From November 14th to December 28th, the story comes alive by riding the train from the Palestine Depot all the way to the North Pole. This train experiences roughly 60,000 people in just 6 weeks. Not only is this ride for children, but it's for people of all ages, families, and friends too. While you're at the depot, you can see lights, take pictures, and purchase concessions for you and your family to enjoy on the train.
Well, it's just a lot of fun to see the children's faces when they get on the train and ride. We've been doing it for a long time now, and it's just a pleasure to bring families together and bring their children and grandchildren and everything. And it's just a pleasure to have them here. And we want to put on a good show and take them to the North Pole. And we have children that come back year after year. I had some on tonight that have been with me for years. And it's a pleasure to have them every time. And it's a little different. I mean, there's so many children that don't get to do a lot of things like this and to experience the magic of the train and the Polar Express.
This ride includes hot chocolate, cookies, the story of the Polar Express, and a once-in-a-lifetime trip to the North Pole. For JackTV News, I'm Emily Briceño. You can learn more information about the ride at texasstaterailroad.net/the Polar Express. Now here's a shop that's all about pink. The Pretty Pink Place, a boutique in downtown Nacogdoches, has marked its 1-year anniversary. The store, with its soft pastel theme, lives up to its name in every way. Inside, you can find a variety of unique vintage items, home decor, jewelry, clothes, and much more. Delcy Madrigal, the store owner, started Pretty Pink Place for her love of vintage items and plans to fill her shop with more and more over the next few years.
I hope people will keep coming back and just enjoy all the little things and that I bring to the shop.
As the shop marks its milestone year downtown, the Pretty Pink Place is also gearing up for the holiday season by participating in Wasselfest, where you can try the owner's own wassail drink recipe, and the Downtown Christmas Window Decorating Contest. So if you're planning on holiday shopping or just want a festive outing this December, downtown is a must. From slow smoked meats to fast-growing recognition, Brendan's Barbecue is on a roll. Recently named the best downtown business in Texas, here's what sets this local standout apart. To being the first food truck in Nacogdoches to being voted best downtown business in Texas, Brennan's Barbecue has it all. They say success smells sweet, but at Brennan's Barbecue, it smells smoky and delicious.
Brendan has brought craft barbecue to the oldest town in Texas, fulfilling his passion to serve and cook for others. Alongside his traditional Texas-style menu, with meat sold by the pound, Brendan and his team utilize friendships and partnerships with other local chefs, brewers, and bakers to bring local flavors and specials to the menu weekly.
So we use coffee. Coffee is the main ingredient, and that coffee is roasted especially for us by Java Jacks on North Street. So that's just part of, our vision of We Love Nacogdoches. We want to utilize the people here and the other businesses here. So come in for the brisket and then get a side of the jalapeno cream corn, and you could just get that and you'd be happy.
Brendan believes what separates him from the competition is the impact Brendan's Barbecue has made on Nacogdoches. Brendan provides jobs for local college students and local people who just love to cook. Brendan provides an environment where his employees can thrive and love their job, as well as provide for their families and their own dreams and aspirations.
We are constantly supporting Nacogdoches through nonprofit fundraisers. We do a beefsteak dinner that we love to be a part of. So we don't just seek to just be a business, but to have that positive growth in our town. And I think that drive that we have to have a true impact in Nacogdoches is what sets us apart. The award is probably one that we'll never get again, which is what makes it so special. I don't think that they're going to award the same business every single year. So it's definitely like a lifetime achievement. What's next has always been to just keep doing what we love to do, and all the positive growth really just falls into place.
They say money can't buy happiness, but apparently it can buy brisket, and that's close enough. For JackTV News, I'm Faith Fuller.
Make sure to visit Brennan's Barbecue, located at 601 East Main Street, Nacogdoches. Downtown Nacogdoches came alive Saturday as Nacapalooza brought crowds into the heart of the city for a full day of music and community. The annual bar crawl and music fest filled local businesses with rock and jazz. Aperitivo Cafe and Gelato opened the crawl with acoustic rock that drew steady foot traffic. Mad Hatter's Distillery featured louder electric sets that kept its space busy. The Fredonia Brewery patios stayed full as guests enjoyed the bands throughout the afternoon. The Cottage Wine Bar shifted the atmosphere with smooth jazz, and Knack Cigar Company closed the night with blues and classic rock. People supported local shops, gathered with friends, and connected with new faces as they moved through the downtown shops. The mix of music and small business participation created a strong sense of community throughout the event. Nacapalooza once again turned the downtown district into a shared space for residents to enjoy local culture, live music, and each other. Now, let's see what's happening here at SFA. According to a Wall Street Journal survey, SFA ranked top 30 in the nation out of 430 total surveyed schools. The Human Flourishing Program at Harvard University's Institute for Quantitative Social Science analyzed the survey results based on lumberjacks' belief that their college experience helped them become wiser, more just, and better equipped to positively change the world.
So we really try to find opportunities for what we call kind of like high engagement programs, high impact programs, where students, the chances of you cooking in a kitchen as part of your lab in the human sciences, getting a chance to build robots or even compete as our bass fishing team or whatever it may be, those are experiences that are life-changing, and you get those because you came here.
SFA earned an average score between 8.6 and 8.7, which was higher than schools such as Texas A&M, UT, and Harvard itself. SFAs continue to take strides to rank even higher next time, and leaders like Dr. Folsom hope that this kind of national recognition reflects a campus culture where students feel that they're not growing just academically, but also personally. Stephen F. Austin State University was awarded a grant for $134,000 to help supporting the parents who are students on campus.
However, one of the issues within the last year we've seen is it's hard to identify who our parenting students are because they come to SFA, but there's not really a mechanism to identify them. And so what this grant will enable us to do is to be able to come up with a way to really have, number one, to survey the students, to be able to hey, what do you need? What resources do you need? To also come up with a way to really get a better process in place to identify our parenting students, which ultimately means that once we see them, once we know who they are, we can give them the resources that they need.
The grant was awarded in June of this year and will end in June of 2027. The grant will allow student development and access services to send out a needs assessment to parenting students in order to find out what they really need and to get those resources out to them. As you all know, Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and it's time for the annual reminder of what to be aware of when frying a turkey. The Chicago Fire Department held a demonstration Tuesday morning on the potential hazards of cooking a bird this way. The National Fire Protection Association says large amounts of oil at high temperatures create a fire and burn risk when cooking. To ensure more safety, the group recommends using a fryer that doesn't use oil. If you're cooking in your kitchen, here are some other tips for you. Cooks need to stay in the kitchen while using the stovetop. Make sure to keep all children away from the stove to avoid serious injuries or burns. And also, make sure your smoke alarms are working properly. That's all that we have for now on JackTV News, keeping you informed and connected. I'm Emily Briceño. Thanks for watching. Axum.